Tributes continue to pour in for the popular Reverend Dr. Simon Gumbi. He is known for the phrase, "Amen usekhona." He passed away last night following a long illness. He's also well known for his work as an evangelist and a motivational speaker. Gumbi had been involved with various church events, including the Word Explosion Conference at the Grace Bible Church in Pimville, and also co-founded a popular religious program called uNkulunkulu Nomuntu Omusha, which focused on the youth, and this was broadcast on Ukhozi FM. Let's reflect on his life and legacy with Reverend Hawu Mbatha, the founder of Endumisweni Ministries. Good morning to you, Reverend. Thank you for your time, and also our deepest condolences to you on the loss of a long-time colleague, but more importantly, a long-time friend as well. So just please receive that and share with us your thoughts on the news of his passing.
Good morning, Imani, and friends and all your viewers. We are sad this morning because in the middle of the night, I myself received a message that Pastor Gumbi had gone to the Lord. Obviously, we have got mixed feelings. As Christians, we have always known that our time is not known to us for how long we will be here. And as Christians, we've always known that there is a better place, there's a better home for the children of God in the life hereafter. But yes, I cannot hide it that the Christian church and friends and our listenership and all those who knew Pastor Gumbi today are feeling sad that he is not part of us anymore.
I want to go back, and what we're seeing is, I think in the connection that you and him shared, is a legacy friendship. I think it spanned more than or around 40 years, because you met back in the early 80s. You both shared such a profound love for music, and also the ability that he had to inject a great deal of humor in his sermons and the way that he related with not only his congregation, but everyone who heard his radio broadcasts.
Yes, Imani, I think everyone who knows Pastor Gumbi, they could have heard of him over radio, or they could have heard of him in churches. I think everyone will know that Pastor Gumbi, I met him in the early 80s, and he was leading a group of a choir from Standerton. It was called SOS. They came to record with us, and it was at the time that we needed those groups that could motivate the young people. And Pastor Gumbi came as an outstanding singer, and because of his singing and leading in his choir, we ended up roping him in our youth program, uNkulunkulu Nomuntu Omusha. I remember those days, and many people, I'm talking on their behalf as I speak here, many people were thrilled to know Gumbi. The first campaign and the crusade was in KZN, Umsinga at Utugela River. And those banks will tell the story. He is no more, but those banks are still here to relate the story. And that went as a wildfire. We used him as a preacher on that day for the first time. And everybody enjoyed his sermon, but we identified that his gift actually was lying on him being the director of a program, because he was so versatile and so blessed in creating jokes and making the gospel really the good news. We felt he was talking serious things, and we felt, how it happens in church. But he made the gospel the good news for everybody. And because of this, we couldn't continue making a program without him, especially the live programs. We needed him so he could shout, "Usekhona amen kuleyo ndawo."
Amen asekhona.
it's very close to your name, eh?
Yeah. I know, my mother's late now, Reverend Mbatha, and she probably has the same aspirations that you're expressing now for me to return to the church. But we'll see. There's still a lot of time left.
And whoa. I'm not going to. I want you to have a lot of time, but I want you to have a lot of good time.
We'll talk. We'll talk at another appointed hour, no doubt. But I was relating, and you were relating that catchphrase, "Amen, usekhona," about being able to really embed yourself in the hearts and the minds of those who were listening to you, to be relatable, to connect with people. And we understand also he had been quite ill. We know that he was wheelchair bound. Even his right leg was amputated. And we were showing some visuals there of his desire to still be very connected and to continue to do the work that he believed he was sent to do. Just talk to us about him navigating various adversities as well.
God had blessed him that he did not find it difficult to link up with people. He could pick up a conversation with whoever. And he had a burden in his heart to see the Church of Christ being united and having peace, irrespective of a denomination and irrespective of a group. He would come to me having observed squabbles internally in different Christian communities. And he would ask me if I could help or I could advise him how to get peace in those congregations. Some of them are still continuing and they are together due to his effort. He was a wonderful man who could make people who otherwise did not want to smile to one another or at one another, but he could make them smile. I don't want to mention those particular denominations, but he was an immense contributor to peace in the Christian church. And as I'm talking here, I am talking on behalf of many people who thought their Christian events will not have been as successful unless they had him present and being part of those events that they were organizing. My family, my friends, and my acquaintances, they all wanted me to prevail on him to attend their events so they could feel blessed that him being SD Gumbi was present at that. But God also blessed SD Gumbi. He was invited in so many areas. Even he went outside the country to spread the influence of love which he had. And I used to go and pray at his church when he was leaving for a foreign country. And we would get together and pray and wish him well so that he can go safely. I experienced Pastor SD Gumbi as a friend of mine, as a friend of the church. I experienced him also as a friend of the community. You know, politics nowadays make people tense and make people maybe disagree heavily, but just get him there and he would really make it easy for people. He was the type of a person who emphasized a lot of high morality. He expected Christians to live up to high moral standards. And he would see to it that he makes it easier for them to achieve that. That is the type of a man Pastor Gumbi was. I think every pastor and every Christian would like to have a type of life and a type of aura around him or her of what SD Gumbi had. Yeah. I talk of him. He will always be present to the church. He will always be present to me.
Yes.
There's no way that now that he has gone to the Lord, that we are going to think he is now absent. The church, without him, is going to need to remember him, to make the gospel the truly good news instead of the truly judgmental religion. Pastor Gumbi.
Yeah.
Pastor Gumbi put the gospel to be the truly good news, not a judgmental religion.